Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Hashim Whitmore, and this week, what we're talking about is letting go. Letting go of those things in your life that may be holding you back. So, a lot of people, myself included, over the years have had instances, relationships, jobs, encounters with different people, maybe things that people have said to us and that we kept and we held on to way too long, right? And sometimes we don't even know the effects of those things that have been said to us, right? And that affects us in so many different aspects of our lives, in relationships, and the career field, and the enjoyments that we have, our family, and how we talk to our and interact with our family and our loved ones. Same as with our friends. So letting go is the topic of this today's discussion. But even more importantly, and what a lot of people don't ever talk about, is momentum. See, when we go and we talk about, hey man, well, you need to let that go. You need to get past that. Or that with past relationship, you got to let that go and move on. And sometimes it just pisses you off when people tell you to let something go because sometimes you don't even know why you can't let it go. It just pops up. It comes up from a feeling. There's certain triggers that, all of a sudden you notice something and then it puts you back in a place where you once were, and it feels very uncomfortable. So we're going to talk about momentum today, and we're going to talk about conditions and really help you understand those conditions so you're not always bogged down, or you're not always not weighed down by some event that happened in your past that is having an adverse effect on your future and where you really want to go. All right. So to um, understand this whole process, I'm going to give you two sides of it. One side is the way that us as humans are hardwired. We're hardwired and mentally in our brain to, once we take notice or take focus of a subject, of an object, automatically we start seeing more of that in our experience. All right. Perfect example. You're looking for a car. All right, and you find your car. You buy your car. You think it's unique. All these things that are your style specific to you, and you end up buying it, and then every day after that, you see a million of those cars on the road. See, what happens is your brain, your neuropathic receptors start actually, a flag raises up in your mind because that's where your attention is. So anything in your environment, it will pick out or will show you evidence of. So all of a sudden, you see your car everywhere you go. Same with emotions, same with relationships and things like that. What you give your focus to, whether it's an expectation of how certain people will treat you at work, what type of relationships that you attract, whatever it is, it will you will have a greater attention to it, and it will show up. And then in many ways, you're kind of creating your own reality here, you know. And it doesn't take long to gain a momentum of a thought in any direction. It only takes around a total around 17 seconds. This studies have shown, and from my own personal experience, I know this. It doesn't take long if once you focus on the subject. If you keep on thinking about it, for another thought to follow up behind it. Try it out. Take 17 seconds and think about anything. and watch how more and more ideas flow. Eventually, if you pass that 68-second mark, it will actually, you'll start practicing it as a belief. It will start going into more layers, and you'll start seeing more and more evidence of it. And so, why is this important to letting go and past relationship? Well, I need you guys to understand that momentum is a very powerful thing. For all my California people that's lived here, I've heard a great example of momentum and um, and and how it works. If you're in San Francisco and you're in your car, and just for the fun of it, you're at one of these top of the hills and you let the emergency brake go, you could get behind the car and kind of easily stop that car from moving before too much momentum starts accumulating. You could park it safely, and then and it won't take much force. But if you let that car go at the top of the hill and let that go all the way down, and you try to stop it there, that momentum is going to run you over. All right. So this is very important, and that you guys understand this is because when dealing with people and when dealing with yourself, and you understand your own emotions. A lot of times you'll say to yourself, "Wow, I didn't even know I still felt like that." Or I didn't even know that this would affect me like it did until a trigger. Well, it's understandable. And don't be too hard on yourself because you have a momentum built up from your past experiences that always kept that vibration. If you had years of hurt that you associated with your father, and I've done it before, then it is very easy to go back when a situation arises or a disappointment happens, and you feel just like you did when you were 11 or when you were, and that hurt first was introduced, because you focused on it so long, it is familiar to you. Also with relationships, you know how many times that a past relationship or a past heartbreak uh, can feel so bad, and it can affect people for years after that relationship is not even in their life anymore. Is because they have focused so much on the hurt, it became a practice vibration, and that vibration of that becoming so familiar with that hurt gained momentum. And so now, when they go out to other relationships or you start looking at other places, if you still carry that same momentum, that expectation of, what, I don't like the way relationships distract me. I don't like the how needy those people are, or how whatever you tell yourself is why you don't want a relationship because of this last relationship that you had. It's all about the momentum that you have been accumulating, you know. And so, and this is really important, especially when you're dealing um, with other people, because other people, you never know what momentum that they have going on. In a work environment, you don't know what your supervisor or what your subordinates, what type of momentum that they're carrying. In relationships, you don't know what you might do that will trigger a momentum of some past events. And when you understand that it's not necessarily that person that is consciously doing it, it's a practice momentum that they have, you can start really loving people and start understanding them more and knowing where they're coming from. And see, everybody's path to uh, breaking down and letting go is different. And a lot of people will say, well, I got to give my attention to this because it's just not going to fix itself. I got to keep on looking at something that I don't like, and hope that it changes. I gotta keep on. I gotta keep on giving all this attention, all this energy, all this focus to this story that I've been telling about disappointment, about things that haven't made me happy, and in hopes that it will change, or I can force it to change. And my question to you guys is, how's that been working out? And most likely, it hasn't been working out. And from personal experience, I know when you keep on beating the same drum of something that isn't working for you, it actually gains more power, and then you keep on reliving it. Different names, different faces, different places, same you, same experience. So, what I want to help you guys do, and what I really want to be able to share with you, is that you don't have to keep on telling that story, because you deserve to feel happy. You deserve to feel good, And there's so many different subjects that you can focus on that feel much better. And what does it take? It takes some practice. It takes maybe some meditation. It may take even you taking a nap or taking a walk and just kind of clearing your mind just for a moment. Just a moment long enough that you can prove to yourself that you have the ability to choose a better feeling thought. What will happen, and I promise you, it will happen. And from my personal experience, what will happen is you start getting a couple things. One, you get clarity. Clarity is very important. Clarity allows you to look back at a situation and say, hey, this thought or this feeling hasn't served me for the past 20 years, past 15 years, past last 6 months, whatever the case it is to you. It hasn't brought you any better relationships. It hasn't brought you any better, environments at work. So why? So maybe it's time to change. Maybe it's time to change to something that does feel better. And just because this is in front of you, a situation, a relationship that's in front of you, does not mean that it deserves all your powerful intention. And your intentions are really powerful. So you can choose thoughts and things that feel best than the one that you're thinking about. You see in a lot of my emails that, I love the beach, I love the water. You could use the thought of the ocean. You could use the thought of being around family. You could use the thought of when you knew that you're really just killing it to feel better. There's a thousand, a million limitless subjects of which you can start giving your attention to when you notice and when you're kind of in tune with those feelings that are not feeling good. And trust me, it will bring so much ease. You'll start allowing that clarity of thoughts to come in. And a lot of times, in time, it will help you tune yourself into a better feeling thought, even a better feeling of worthiness, in saying, you know what, I deserve to feel good about this. I deserve to have a relationship that feels amazing with myself. I deserve not to be punishing myself through the thoughts that don't serve me. And when you do that, watch how the world shapes around you. Remember, what we talked about earlier at the beginning of this video is that once you give your attention to something, no matter what it is, you start seeing evidence of it show up in your experience. And evidence of that can even be the love that the universe has for you, God has for you, you have for you, whatever you want to say that is comfortable for you. But you'll start seeing more and more evidence of it. And then it gives you, one, clarity. Now, if you have a situation that you would like to change, you have a clarity of thought, You have the feeling of worthiness and knowing of your deservability to go into situations with a standard of this is what I expect, and you will see what you expect to see. And you'll also get the added benefit of the freedom, the freedom of not needing conditions to be a certain way. You'll get the freedom of not needing people to do certain things to make you happy. See, when you start giving more and more power to conditions or to an environment, to or a person to make you happy, then you're giving away some of your own power. You're giving away some of your own power um, just to that you were given as a creator and be able to focus. Where your happiness can come from inside. Now you want, hey, well, uh, if the person calls me on my birthday, then I'll be happy. If the if the shop is clean, then I'll be happy. If dinner is cooked when I get home, then I'll be happy. If all these ifs that if somebody else does, I'll be happy. And that's very conditional living. Once you eventually you'll understand that you can't control all the conditions. And when you can't control all the conditions, you'll eventually have to let it go because you'll never be able to accomplish the happiness as long as you keep on putting it into other people's hands. You know, you won't accomplish the happiness that you really deserve until you start changing the story. Now, for people that know me, just from my own past, I was almost 300 pounds, right? And I felt fat and I felt big. And then I got down to 175, six pack, everything, and still felt big. You know, it is powerful. The thought of momentum. It's very powerful of not being happy with your self image, right? And and what I've learned through all these experiences, all these talking through years of people in my chair in my own personal journey is that the feeling that you want and the feeling that you deserve has to come from within. It can't be from uh, the relationship that you feel love, that you get love from, then all of a sudden you feel love. It can't be from the reflection in the mirror once it gets down to a certain weight that you feel happy. It can't be from the happiness that you get from a certain job or a certain career field, and then you'll be happy. No, you deserve to have happiness right now, at this moment, and to find things that put that joy and that happiness right back into your life. And because once you do that, you remove the conditions that would have to manifest, and you just allow the good feelings to flow through you. And then by law of attraction, by law of nature, that feeling that you have will follow the manifestations of that will follow. So you're much better served in all your relationships, especially the ones with yourself. You start practicing the feeling of happiness. Start enjoying some of these days that you have. Start enjoying some of these moments that you have. Start enjoying uh, one of your greatest gifts is that's your ability to imagine, to see, to feel what those feelings are feeling like. You know, you don't have to get so specific that it knocks you off your path, and you don't have to get so specific with people that ask you how things are going. Because sometimes when you want to justify or tell people how your happiness is affecting your life, they'll ask questions that will actually derail you because you don't have certain answers for them. You know, so it's okay to say, things are going good. Well,